Haya Sempa 94.7 FM no 9 abapa ho sima aduasa miensa 433 se wafidie da hase ya haye Ekosiisen adwumadie so enie ene NDC MPP amanyuko no empanimfo mienu obia ye ka wo mo ache bo amanyuko no monimo mani so ade hunu a na se panimfo na wo so wodi bi atudwa emaye eti yawie Madam Emilia Arthur Sabriya America say ene ye ni ankasa ye papa kane mampani dada adwene jekum kofo abreso boafo sonko kasamafo waye adwuma no a ene wabeye general secretary ama MPP amanyuko no efri hodomo sawuti the new donor. Oh, slogans ya GBO Nzendrefo omo de bani atro na che say di achi the new donor babesenko ene MPP amanyuko no say me on mine no na say ayesu sekefo asem ka me manti enye minti se wuhu sa moto na me de say me manti enye minti enti se wo dwen on mine ho a wade bi a wo ye no se o ka se me sacrifice ya for the country. Eti ene you say MPP amanyuko no message de chie na maboa. I believe in MPP amanyuko na ni so ade hunu nti ne se MPP amanyuko na nya de wo manifesto no aba ni echese wo betumi aye nyina so ben e na oman ne ye wo a MPP amanyuko no beka se ye de bi toso abusua ene ye ne Owura Kwabena Agyapong na esi adwaja mami mo afisha pana mo akwaba
afinsan committee me ba hache
oba hache
me boru amodem ha na me humu violet here my favorite color nenti
sir
I'm excited.
Good.
It's
good.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes,
brofo na dia be brofo didi
different from
ehu hia yes ya da asese e tro nsafre wo bae because minim say na say we are very busy. Baby a mehu vice bia no na mehu mo bas na asese campaign minim strategy kura mo de ye na anu ye hwe ye sakune na che say bas ne si ho no mu si free mako ni nyina mehu wom na che say
it's possible bas
it's possible bas no na say mu si free mutimi hwe am say this man a very busy man after say the new dawn ba ye mu hwie ye no ye say obia nkonko pribi obia wo decision a what take after mo contest no and then ebi wo achi say well mami hwe ne ebesi ebi kura so de say no I think say for now mean to me anyway mu nko intimate me ho but still wo ka party no mu anya say bi amaka party no keke then wasan di achire wo kwa me hwesa me say wow so ene ye mo akwa abadawase
medasi no pay ni Dr. Bawumia ewo Ablekuma North sisi ya mifri Ablekuma West na mebe nti I had to break off na me anawo
nti na se you constituency na moko ye no
amfanisa
ekwa free den ansa no akwa ma me esla so very interesting constituencies very interesting
omugusu a omoye adwuma na de wo kan besi asem so de se number 2 minu aba Emilia na o mama kai abakosem
yeah
because mpempi ye na menya akwanya se ya na ese micheche ni mabi kakra mu wo Ghana ha especially emrante nonti because the social population na under 44 them say they are about 60% plus. I have to check my statistical figures intinkola ni pi wo munim abakosem ene de esi wo man ese mpenifo na kasese unim ba bi ofria wan hwe ya obayira onim kwan they are very important say the opportunity say na ya kakakra ediafra because Ghana kebime kabia memu no yes fiti ya ne bayo yen especially yen afem MPP domofo me kase UP tradition de any fight because minim say na Third Republic or CPP for by na friend People's National Party Dr. Liman and Rawlins be two abino backed by a horse ne chiketas ne legon for lectures be a ne good legon as the backbone of the People National Defense Council, the PNDC. PNDC no and the war NDC some of them sure enti etu de bia na say e magana fo hu ne ma bi kakra enyame wan wa say former president Mahama Utimika Sagana for the any Eurafia day. Nanka Abaya a war NDC a bag Ghana ha. Ghana Juma be over 450 state enterprises. Nina yeton he. The enemy se bidimu state capture pa. Enya de papa. Enra so Dr. Bawumia ka ho asem. But you see, he who wants to speak well should come with clean hands. Yehu niema pii wo omaimu ansa na ene ebedru ampempenso a yedri. Ushe Ghana ya bakosema 67 years. Uyi mampeni for 8 years. President Akufo-Addo nyame bewie ni 8 years. Ukambo ma mfie dunsia mebwa. Udi buzi ade ka ho 18.5 years. Ebinum kra wo ha ombeka se kutuka ne afrifa ban no. Military government yene ne yehye chire. Yanyi ntum batu de yanyi ntum kra 3 years. Ukambo ma 21 years. Out of 67, yen kuwa your friend UP, United Party tradition, the history of this country, no, yen dimuka krebi. Enti, I believe says a Ghana for my chance. Na UP na ene a Progress Party, a Popular Front Party, and a New Patriotic Party, no. So omoma ye kwine. Na yenya extended stay o abemo me gidi se Ghana besi sampa me wo sa gidi no se Ghana
wo sa gidi no
se Ghana besi sampa
emide wo baby a wodi free from 1992 o de yen kwachiri emfa aban soja aban meka ho yen hyase free baby a je ka bi ma bi amamuo no tumu ebeto ne ya mo ankasa from MPP mo hyase a mo de abedru ne MPP no sani e wo kan ye bi so de mo ankasa mama nyoko no nipa bi asamom kan say the MPP a na ye nim no kane no enye nuni the face adwuma na moye monokredie mu musikase mu eniema bi asesa because ye wompanimfo bi wo mama nyoko no mo say oba ya make am say this is the manner or say no matter sani eniema sitie ye me mantinye minti but there are other people almost say MPP we nya the MPP enim no eti yemma say wo fa obi te say papa nyahota maklo na wo fa mpanimfo bi te say owura alankwadwo chemate no kra de se mate me ho because the MPP eminim no nya ninie so oka say Ghana fo ma kwan na MPP ne betumi di o man na gina mpempenso esese egina which MPP asem na wo kan ni
me kama obi ate ntina nipa te say yemu bia na ye mrantie time ye chichire party no ne ye wo ho no a party so no ye chichire no akonchire mu soja fo aban saa time na kabima min kabi eni ho saa time na asempa na radio station ni ho Ghana broadcasting pe nti se ubenya kokudru kra se wokotena so na soja aban ne so wono so abano ye beto no osusu ogina bi na nya asem ketwa enti eyeku a eyetu ho ache adwumaden nti mekane mama yensa se bia service adabia mekana esom sacrifice so do hu bebo afore ekuwe afore bo na mehwe ntina me betena ha na mpese me bo ye party for no mo kai mpanimfo ni bi me kai mpanimfo ni bi a na me akra me yesu na me de atofanya because ebinu kra o man tena ho am hu power no in 2000 penny biti ko man petu fantini penny obre party ho pa ajeni mboate no okukumasi a omo ehihye party na takragima no so what Jemfi bikai dinda chese mikase me bubo nipa ni be young man beyond the nanse ko kumasi ko hu ne friend Victor Usu I'm saying the to the former leader Victor Usu ne friend no he was the first general secretary of the Buzia Dankwa Club otiasi ono kran complain here the ono ne ba mpanimfo kumasi share suma no bankan be hu mampanin dada kufo na nadu nom se mumra kumasi na den start free doctor na nanom nyina aka ho so enti me kasa asem we ema wo mo e wo party mu a Sebi akoto aba ewie na anko wafa na nti wo se party no enye wo party bio. Hey, party a watnemu the best part of your adult life. Apeju wesim pempenso papa. Enye party sa. Na sen ka me Kwabena Agyapong me na se kam kekem kese wo Ghana. Dabi. The way ya papa no ne mpanimfo safo adum na no mo ye adwuma tete yen BJ Darocha no. Very selfless people who have no time for materialism. Darocha ono disika yede. Edubuahen odisika yede. Udisika komano because fa koma ya onyame ana kwa me pianim. Omne hwiska so. Those are the kind of leaders we had, and we think that we have an opportunity to restore our values back into this our body politic. Na Nkobane said the NDC chairman be kind and say no contribution, no chop. Joe contributor. It means we have a chopping mentality. Sadi and SE politics. Intina mukani say, am I your sem? Ye or mine. Medium I'll be the advocate for propriety and work hard for my party and to serve my country through my party. Whatever the cost. Because me hum penimfoni bia omobreya woma me hwehwe. Me kase me bodiya bebre amesi me kunum eke deku efo tomya me toponum laji moro salifu chese laji sha kunum wo wa omobresa binum tonton e dan yo wan penikufo obusu ya dan nyina moton bi ansa na e ba power. So people were in the mode of sacrifice. Na sadia na say a new generation, not only in the MPP but also in the NDC. Do we need people who are public spirited? Or mine asem here almost say ba be politics say be sumo mine ya pejo mine yo. True, there has been bad examples. Meaning and no ama enipa be are poisoning the youth's attitude about how to serve our country. Their belief in serving our country and not expecting anything. Me na me abrantie pa 29 years. I can't say kujina national television so na edding. Ma me hwe Dr. Bawumia. Ni sune ne ban. Ewi ase nyame timi bo nipa bi. Ena ye nyame onyankopon ne bo wi ase. Enti obi wo ho a sunsun bitimi di nachi. Otimi pie so in a way nipa ntiase. Wo hwe ne nkola brem. Na bakosem ono so oye brefu wa bredo na ne papa wo 19 no ndun se nipa modo so a chire timi be fie nti okase wa do bade da na nkrofo se o na papa di minister na se minim nkrofo a no papa no ministers me no mo da dem o secondary school so na ne memo odin e di minister da so obi o kwa brochire na o ka taxi no dia so na yiso no dia hwe no o school Udru Canada. Waelo dimboida. Oh warehouse. Ne nyame shisha na kakaka utimi wie ni PhD a. Obewura Bank of Ghana. Ni subampa na ho brasie. Entino. Utimi rise ya mampeni kufo me boss ata meme sumi depots kakra ti said na okay press secretary to the president.
Yes.
Recommend no entieno na na do peja no eye no running mate. Will be the central bank governor. Some of them deputy governor. So she ni suni ni bang. So ubia kase we share Dr. Bawumia ni buefuda anase waka fun wachire obi. Obi ti me do ho agro kakra and they say politics no you are allowed a certain level of humor and that be no to short fire short kakra. But he's a decent minded person. He's a man who is passionate. I'm say ono do ofam nintino. Me di na chiko wager. Ohona leprosarium. So no leprosarium mo akwatafo. Ya hili wo na Jones
Father Campbell Nkrofo
no. Unse anamafo de ye hili obi kra na hu na oyam hihye kakra. Na okode we ya ono mo ye na wo kra odi na chi no. Se wo any notions be against obunsa wo kra no. Why energize debi when me nipa ese eboa ho enti oyobia ne background no yesonko kakra na ne papa ye kremoni na ne maame Christian, you call Wesley girls. Then so be warrior no converted to Islam. Ntu hwe ni fia. Ne mo ache me no. Esi wo maka 17. Em say mu 9. Christopher. Emu 8. Muslim. Enti religious tolerance. Any oyen who unifier or penny person or brain who has an idea it comes with them naturally. These are the kind of leaders. You see, character. The idea who people don't know character. Subai. Na me tienin sem me shemia nema I believe in so can new dawn. Ono is a new chapter. New vision, new direction. Yes, we bought Mampene Akufo-Addo ni Chidom for close to 8 years.
Eche na abehu Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia say ya na near network because we say during New Dawn days no.
Yeah.
O ma yeti ase say the party ni here new face.
Yes.
Ache say enkeka bia ni ho maban no omonfofo imu ebenya asem bia kan wo o
so we follow political contest. It's a political contest. And there's a political contest. Obia putting the best foot forward. And whether you follow American politics or any NDC for the crack West. And then Dr. Dufo nominate Professor Alabinu Kanfama Hamham. Send Conkas on any campaign manager. It doesn't mean that they all can be as well or can. I'll give you one example. Yana nipe biwa womuntia di biwa ibuso asem no yano. First matter and crofo the two so it call viral. Say me say onye party ni nyesa na mekai. The host so ba o timeni me ebusa me say. The MPP for so man to ama Dr. Bawumia. Na say mo yusu na dampo no. Na mo mpesire mfu asem. Na so o kasa de na wan kan ye. Na Dr. Bawumia eni na di ni ye. So them chiro no. Because ebu ani e woma Nana Akufo-Addo ni adenti no. Party no e wevi ni eme 5-year rule no ni ade. Ni pijano no be vice president. Enti mamon kasa. Me can we I'm just telling you the fact. And no say well, he's been there for 16 solid years as running mate and as vice president. So them sure no. But well in politics. You who say me bonichido near the no atutum but me dey ha me ono anim say asram kan na no kre na na make. I was just stating a matter of historical record. Now, sebi obi no owosuban ese so owosuban. And I do believe he's the kind of leader Ghana for ebenya jidie wonimu. Despite all the propaganda in NDC for AFN. Because we share the career will be all personal integrity. Bank Juman they say honest cow. By vice president what is will be the thing back I can Dr. Bawumia Hoda. So them I think he stands on a threshold of doing something significant for the people of Ghana. And I dear cry mommy feel say obitima yeni masi aboy and say oh when is doing or can someone and nipa enyin ntum from the beginning but eventually won't na abaso or can say yen hwe abefo niema the friend digitalization near the any pepe can the diagro but today the impact on our lives as Ghanaians they are taking it for granted enche bia ukra phone untimi en fesika enfrisu so de komo obi or different telco meboa untimi enkra enyi bibi mfri wo bank account mfameto mo account ene me wa abrochi etimi frame say me electricity pin na je say me to bi guso mo abrochi once am on internet no metimi to bi to so we nyina because of that policy of mobile money interoperability na de na efekra ne say ye ba bam Dr. Bawumia ba bam no obeto say abanda dan nanka omaye contract to start this process of 1.4 billion. Say mobile money interoperability. Also Debbie Ghana phone call abiti me aye ogidie nti o ka bibi about say let's buy Ghana na onyina so omutimi here for less than $4.5 million saving us well over $1 billion omo eji contract ni from na omo se omo de ekokot omo de ekọ na nkosi hwe me ka sei me ehunu se emre na so for a new direction, a new vision to build on to upgrading the country. Now, we are building on. One, we forward to manifesto now. He talks about imposing some order and discipline in public finances, which is very important. Ghana, there's too much waste. Report after report of the Auditor General, the BIC, and there is no political will to punish those people who cause us losses. No, we seek him. They are determined so be. Na minim say no say questions to be na ebusa o na say we vice president. And they say we
sani working oka digitization asem say true or no and na ye can mobile money interoperability na ye keka ka ho ye tumi aye. Eno ye ka na ye the credit ni bia man say ono na ni suade hu no enti se ene ye be ka ne enkoyi so na omanfo be bo no sobo a nye enka hu bi
me yin se wetim de sobo na bo no that ono nko asa because osom aban wo hwe ye constitution na osom mampeni sanity osom mampeni and I'm say former president ko no di president da ono krase or the new ideas about na sen kan obebu sanse time no president na adena the also oye one year because only a man opportunity Dr. Bawumia de onya president da ene no aso kan so ko cabinet na bia na me bi koso a collective responsibility se wonti me gina bonten ka se de asem we beto ho no me de me kire madwen na majority no ne me anya adwen yenya take decision you are bound by it. Collective responsibility of the cabinet and the executive presidency. And very important say Ghana for ni tis asem. Nya anko uko America say Kamala Harris or a vice president. And then some more Kenya different from the Biden or so. We ni say munu an more America buzan say aden how he vice president na me gidi senanado kra no senka Ghana he ma tetem. And anko ko tetem. O ka say konse sanema bebre. Experience wa family. Ko be sanema bebre. And he said Dr. Bawumia so obey him differently. One, he's talked about say operating a small government. Me campaign, I'm 54. On the transfer for but was 50. No car. But that is a determination to downsize government and send a strong signal to the Ghanaian people say we have to live within our means. A very, very important. Intermediate the hearing any adwin sakra the transformation of the country say yen on my no the way I hear politics the way I hear TSC ye be election pe ubon say nkrofo the disinformation aba ye nuanom NDC for any omo professionals on ba because 2008 on produce list be of ministers of the Ekofo government sika omo menam da number 3 Esimi was kakese pa da Prudential Bank. One day Jubilee House pictures enna munkrase. Ese President Kofo de abansika akosi dan manere. Okogbomu anom ne ade na omde namo. Enne o masan start bio. So, enti mesre Ghana for se niam bi ho a omonhwe. Na saa ni paseye ne nsem a ennimu a omde nam ewurase eye no. After all, Dr. Bawumia was elected in November. Mahama was elected in May. He had 8-9 clear months. And so per leader, what shows so we're meticulous, we're prepared, what she said in Nema. Let's just say, that's who said Dr. Bawumia. Quickly set up the manifesto team, quickly set up his campaign team. Yeah, first round of campaign. Visited all the 16 regional capitals. Of course, yes, stakeholder engagements. Any the major stakeholders in this country, Shemu Ahemfo, Asofo, Sariki, Islami, for Malams, any taxi drivers, traders, very many stakeholders in this country, the youth or your youth connect. So you can see, say, where your leader, why you fully prepared to govern. Within a short time, we are so electing a running mate. No, I can't take you off constituency. Right now, we've done close to 100 constituencies.
Constituencies are more
correct. Ono our power. Normally in opposition leader cry say how many constituencies no matter control. So it shows the state of preparedness or your hard working leader. There's a lot of vitality, a lot of intellectual capacity or na junumu don na junumu abobe. And all your edumaden we assess the hard work pays. Tell me no say no we dance ma baby no ye ejuma onam. No yeah. So to me feel says Ghana for be who say we ne obi a wa boa no a wa ye ready say obeye adwumaden e de aboa. Na ohwe enura so nsem a oyi ano gina ne na so very presidential and some ni bi wa questions ni bi odum say nipa sheda pass e be shewa bufuo, but he handled it. Oh yes, he said that can someone questions to needle oh that be but me jidi say no answer ni na fe was very calm, very presidential, stood on his feet for close to 4 hours, just from A to Z, questions from different directions and also from across the country, because journalists now were invited from across the 16 regions. Yeah, you be free. Equity, idea here or ma'am. Now, minimum say the election of Dr. Bawumia and no, a disarmed NDC for no pa. And the campaign. Oh yes, from time immemorial.
Yeah, young radio na fe me senior working. So no questions ben and uhune say we dey ye share that suma say beto to bombo keke.
Wa no a program ye and it's a very important matter I want to discuss with you, because our political party has suffered from needless propaganda. Just say
we free
NDC for na nka mampeni da beka say emre no so ebe ono ani nua Bawumia say MPP for the abane be mana wankasa want so te and I want it because apese oma Ghana fu nyina nya ntiase bi se yende se bi we Asante for party, we are a tribalist party, and so this is the party that is a truly national party. We show your background. Northern People's Party and Law Voter Region SG Antonum Modesto Apalunum Pagran from Western Ga Muslim Association Party or Nkaha Ganshimo Fupe Numni Adina and the Chichiri Party, and for time immemorial omutisi zongwa ni akose ho nso ye kotoaba zongo boy oye muslimini and a party no 61% ye toaba yi no me ginebi ye de maame so akam no se metima ye adwuma no nanso so we a democrat na agika bima minka bia mamu a the majority decision is what you have to respect. Tie toaba wi na party ni nyina yi nipa na say we a true patriot of the party. Esa we respect the party no decision. Na we nyina do ahoden etachire. Na yepia na ekọ enimu. Na me gidi say eno na ama yenuanom omu nyasem bia nkofo nkoka, because ene zongo boy na yesu yi no ko school sakasaka o tamale. Nti omuso yesu yi no, to show that this MPP is a party that truly rewards hard work and a party inclusive. It is a we are Kroboni, we are Egbeni, we are Hinfenio, we are Zemanio, we are one. Nessa umredua na do asem ko dying delegates na. It's possible so be you no be di ano. Decide be ano mo de buyen say yeah Asante for and Asa can for party no. That negative perennial propaganda is no more, and free they are struggling to couch a message. And Tiusha, the negatives na ye de ejidi se bibia o Bible mu So wo gidie now so kukuruko was so all things are possible. Yes, Ghana for omunya gidie wo MPP abenum. And Ras Omubusa na Sembako. And it is very important. He made some very profound statements, Dr. Bawumia. Also, we share Abanya ese Ghana funya gidie mo party. Share we manifesto take from 2012. Omo achieve less than 30%, in fact about 28% of Niemo Omkasombe. We share 2016 near 2020. We achieved around 80%.
More manifesto yes. From 2017.
Yes.
About 2020 and in no more achieve say
yet me tackle 80% of Niema Ekase.
Mama came one year munya no.
Yes, here marking. I also bit my say manifesto no we attack. No marking over 100 never. And 80% of the things I can't see a bay. Yeah. If you hire we business why you gusua. Yeah.
And I near one to me and yes,
of course, if we are there, a manifesto, as they say, in a wish list. Maybe beer now bit me. And no Marcos will be near the broying. So, but of course, that's how politics is. And you been more the negatives, no one. You feel say you were a mindset of possibilities. Say Ghana, you bit me try Ghana. Na yet me a dear. I bear for Nema. It's possible to be able to do it, and that's why I focused on the youth, or say to be able to train over 1 million youth in digital skills, because we share the world of worker. A lot of it is in the digital space, and it's out to them now computer now or internet. You can work in Australia, you can do anything. No, so it increases the possibilities for all Ghanaians. So, anti ushe sa major nemana nature sa abino edi any Ghana for edi niye. Of course, we know say we've been through the last from 2021, 22, 23 was very tough because of the global recession about we are say hit it very hard as Ghanaians, but gradually there's a rebound. Gradually, now you would say if you have an extended stay, some drastic decisions will be taken and the improvement will even be larger. A better case improvement na punto no beba. Na ni nyina gina se ye benya abanya ebe offer the kind of strong leadership. Ebe send a strong signal to Ghanaians. Say parties in my power say bi I say cake binti eba na ebe twitwa na chama ye ho. There be. It is something that he frowns upon as leader of our party, and from baby Okubia say one day he will be father of the whole country and make sure that the right things are done for this country. You Ebusiania uchi Owura Kwabena Agyapong ena yene no etwetwe nkomo ewo Ekosiisen dwumadie eso sane dwumadie no da bia ye no yene mu nyina ene kabomu na ye dwumadie no abanti woso wadwenkyere no utumi de ba make say wokọ mampani ya wo mampani abedi achi enne odi animu atwi franka de ama MPP amanyuko Dr. Bawumia ye ne campaign team no emu a senior ADA wobomu Owura Kwabena Agyapong yene no etwetwe enkomo ne emfasida ema Imperial General Assurance mpanimfo ye kan ensiachiba insurance ayeye no ye because of said that chinti assembi ato no watumi anyamwa nanso ye obi mu ho no mu asem ato no ukọ ho no mu ebeto mradesa wunyamwa bia mesrew wo ye drobani na upese wo ye insurance ya wunyamwa ye de bema wa wunya insurance keke insurance in times of say wunyamwa na yadomo ne de amawo etoda bia wakoda ya asabia wo kono na anim se wuti keke na ye wo ya na ade krokodu ye yesi wo ya ye na ya de kese enti wunya sika ebi 16,000 ebi 20,000 wunya bi se woni Imperial General Assurance mpanimfo aye insurance ehwo na ye boawo ehwo ne ye kwawo moa emwa bi awuhia ne de amawo mesrew wodi busuani baako ebeka ho eti se aba ne se wo ye insurance na ye drobani
wankasa ankrankre wo pesa wo ye ne edimu ema wa Imperial General Assurance mpanimfo se bra na yenso mu bra na yemmoa wo ye wo Asanska University College of Design and Technology wonu madama ena wo do ba no ko school no wie university na osan ba fie na ade eche no wabona ko homada bi yenye ne saa was Saudi Akwalano from primary to JHS to secondary na wako university area was so nya bibiye and now do wani to aban so say da bia aban adwuma so a enkoye maw etitie school ni din ye say Asanska University College of Design and Technology ye kire ne wo de wadwen wa ankasa wo de wadwen be swai fashion design technology eti uba enne hu ye ntade ye hye ya ye pam ebi won ma beka so we de frabroche da bi nye designers e frabroche enne mema die po na ye mefe mema kaftan no mo pam no Ghana ha ya wo ye pam na chese kales awo pene ye de ayama we nyina akwa Asanska University College and Design bono mo a ye be chewo eti wo wie school kura pese o ye aban adwuma wo ye bo eka ho hwe adwuma da bia me kasa adwuma me kwa adwuma ene me kwa madwuma nsonson ye wom me kwa ye madwuma ene me kwa adwuma obi tua woka ene se wa wutua ho ka abusua ene Ghana no bia ne abroche na yetim no ye nya adwuma baako etu de wo ye bosome adwuma no kra pensa no adwuma bi adaache e beboa wo se ye product design and entrepreneurship digital media and communication ni nyina Asanska University College and Design wonomo ye man ne broso mesra oje number na frɛ 054-012-4400 anasa okọ won website wonomo a ubetumi nkomotwetwe ne betumi akoso na Asanska University College wonomo watumi edo ho ahyem Mr. Smith ye kan omu efiri won kwada bremu bo nyom Ghana ha sei sa abre kora na osusa na chese erade wa sorry efre wufu me nyom no metonam disi nje ba bia ifsa che eso da so ginam eno hu na soche kama na mente da Esther Smith on time nye concert we ni edi kan ya me matie enti Esther Smith live concert weekend yi asantimantem de no wode akogu ye drum cry Perez Dome eti ye de be hihye so bosumi ye wie ye na say weekend ye mu na hwa adwomtofo eba the last time me can say adwomtofo eba no bia to me headline eye ni program makani mirenchi chese obehye dwom no abama wutie mu a eye dwom a ye tie fa aba makani mirenchi ginam na na ya wasare Becky Bonnie Dina Hammond kwaku tei majoa pasame Maurice Babyface any ote Esther Smith na wanti Babyface aneche so nwie Lady Prempe ginam Minister OJ Nobonketia Pastor Joe Bichem obia ejinam eti mesrel ticket ne so ne bo onye den 50 Ghana cedis eno no ye regular no 90 cedis double and 150 and ye VIP na say VIP we cry them for VVIP bi anka ho 100 ne bo den bom 150 Ghana cedis eno edi fufuo ne di fufuo ratcho ba baby a 150 wo de American ko enenam no wo hwe ne bo ni we yanti fakọ edu baby a na wo tietie adwum bi se ma akoma no pressure no so take akra Perez Dome ya enkran Joel Junction na ne de hye so tickets ne so ko Silver Bear Cinemas a obenya bi ewo ho Accra Mall YFM na Legon City Mall Global Media Alliance onyina no obetumi enya Esther Smith ticket ni bi na wato na wo de ho ahyem kama Mr. CBG Adaroma Consolidated Bank of Ghana ni ewo mu oni yase so obi manu sika frabroche ena obetumi de phone na ye ba banks ne so da so ginam eti so obi pese o manu sika fram no ne a say ye Unity Link o say Transfast o Pay Angel ba bi e pese ye de fa bi a MoneyGram ni nyina no CBGC ye je CBGC me emfamfa ho sika no oji a sese kura de wahwe ye wo nkakra bi abasobode bi a ye besan ede aka ho na won branches no edoso 114 branches wakika bo mu no CBG 114 branches ene ye wo eti Nima branches ni bi o Kaswa Main Medina Market Apenkwa Spinters ene echese the whole Ghana make the whole Ghana omadwuma so on pontem banks ni bi o bebo no miensa ni adane ade bi na etaye nim ho no close da bi we 5 pm no da so ejinem eti se ope ba bi a wudi siketo ama ho adwowa CBG Adaroma ye manu sika so a fa kɔ ho no mo se wubusuani bi wa me no ne ye US manumu a wonim se wo komane ade wo ko ya wa rapo ade no kwa yesesa ne menhwe no asane ni yayi momone da bi menye momone menyi adwene menyi we ni yayi gu wo wani beba ho so ni asa de ne mani nyina so afa kofie ade so ne apam se fa ko se da bi ntuma ne mu edudodo abusu asa ade na twam adaroma Tridor Express we adwumakuo bi a yese wo de ne mama won se won fam free Ghana wo de mabusuani bia wa brochira within 3 to 5 working days ni ade adru enti ye nam ebeko Ghana de nam no ne yetape etu de se ye kobio se ye momoni o se ye den yo woje ye be rapo no kama ne ade akwa ama wo ene wo bo so a woje no e wo fom enti mesrew se ya me no ne so ne ye di free ba Ghana ene so Tridor Express e beji ama wo di free Ghana so kwa ye beji ama wo ye numbers abetumi afre no 053 5195353 and as 03039567733 wo frɛ ya eniema no ye beba befa ne de akwa ama kama o how bia eni akiri what say yes the luckiest ye ka se we de ni tri yo ye nka no kwa na ni tri ye no so no toda na nka wu si niema no atuboto mo papa boto mbehwe na wasia na afọ uyi de course ofa eno ye ka the luckiest a wo ka ho ya mfa ama ho so amayi obehwe na kire se papa no refi na kamudi a bonus wo ye den ye ma the luckiest ka ho na ntansi obani eje na se ntansi wanse mu yi trouser na to anu matutum ntansi eti say the luckiest beboa wo ne se yesi bo code way wunya bo a ye beto akrade edu ho no mo a ye ka the luckiest a we ye ne ewudi nye se da chi na kura ka cho na tutum botom sa wo me de to a da bi we de wadi number ne ye *712# bo na de wo a ne aka nyina no wo ben say ye be kyerew botu ebia 1 cedi na wo de ato akrade no ebere no so akyede no eye bafu ene ye de ma ne ye ka kyerew say you are the luckiest ba utinye yi ebusu anyuma ibo ye chidom na yeguso Ekosiisen adwumadie so eni anyumre ye ne owura Kwabena Agyapong ena asi adwa adwenkyere no so de bebre mo de abansam de mo twiro bi mo de aba bebre mo de aba eni esi poku wo se akua anyumre ma min confess kakra wonim say nanka me wo issues with Kwabena Agyapong owura Paula Foko eni mpanimfo bi be ene wo prove me wrong. Really oba ni nsem a wo ka ni nyina che se ni atwam ye mpem kɔ yanim ene wasesa madwen wo ne ho ka che ne se nyame enka ne ho be ma die ya ode aba eno no be ma die ya ode aba eno no sipoku oso opari opari o se
and the Olympic Games
there be so on this in naso when Chiataku on just all more quiet, ya see a be adjani on the no dada sipoku say what's the son of dream and near my baby
Yamin Shasu what can say on my carrying collaborate papa I Nico to know who's this guy woman na that time no so say na then else to me just go quote so you know baby I refree wom me say na say me confirm my tie I'm sure I can say. But me say we has cash. I was hey, we there.
Obi anko ho.
Obi me just me wan say. These things so there. Esi.
Man no na toda ye lucky. Ye besi nko ade. Na say kura mum ye nsi be hwe na ye say de call landry like munya sa ade na ye besi. Ye de be ye.
Say eno ye atetekwa
atetekwa de no atetekwa de nso se na taku sempo bi firi ho no mo ba o
na ukoka chira we so nsi uni ma se na okope asem na asem aba asem aba nkakra na asem ba ko na me pese me kan I think
je wonchie yansa chaso usu se akua ka che menua pani senior kala ma me se me chia no pa Charles Owusu na se wo kokko ntenkran won nkranza no fo no
Charles my friend na kasa
onemo da mu amfre no sa bre ya wa ye ne campaign ai
onya botre
wo se nkranza wo tie wo dendende enti wanya dia tum se ni nua pani no die
you made my friend pa metin nka na ache
enti afutu obi wo hono mo a se obetia na
ne be nkomo menene be nkomo kaka
ekabebo amumu
very important
if some kranza no for why yehye
ade ba ko a edi yenya any sa independent ade yenya da 2008
yeah
na to the BIS so the way I handle ade no Obroni Beka say we have to be magnanimous nipa nyina na se bi wo ko abato ana se odin kugu a otimi handle na city a yemu bi ye handle no ni nyina gina enidie ne kasapa ne afutuo ne nuado a obeyi e de akire won empempi ya na party fu ni bi kasa ya na epam nipa ye ko isusu de ye do nipa ye freedom
en samanfo krase wo
freedom enti ye de nipa ene eye enti tambia no ya na me de adesrede kese to manim wo kai ye nananom bra wo bre ansa na MPP no ebidu baby abedre na fatu na kase de asie bia wo constituency so obi wo kra party na pejawo wo ye MP ne bia primary sankoye ebinuma ai yema fekeke ene ye call ye hwe battles ene ye kwe free de omuye ya efe so election de makobia ulusu a ya nanso so the party is bigger than any individual, even bigger than President Kufuor and President Akufo-Addo.
But I like Nyoka say kwanya party no so fast so handle such situations no because and now fa baby to say ensa wom ha ya hwe ne ekoso ewo ho say mrahye badwani a wote so ya moko primaries na anye yi ama ne say meko as an independent candidate esuhum rather ansa no wako Cynthia Mamle Morrison obi a wabe gender minister obi a wabe ye MP na moko ye mawi onso say me call as independent candidate
nya abonten na mepese meka minimo mu nyina personally but the mesre won say ekuo no na yina yesom omu de omu tia yeye ekuo no peja on omu kodi minister kra nti ekoba ne say primaries na anye ya yensum na yemwa de dodo no decide because that is the essence of democracy dodo anumu so ho dem chiro no de dodo no akoma wono ho na nyankopon hira wo enti ye de adesrede me so bia wotie me bia wo ye MPP ni a yakọ abato a wanya no mesro dwene hu bio dwene Ghana dachi dwene wo ma dachi dwene party no so dachi na hu se party a to say the mekan no this political tradition has not had a lot of time running the affairs of this country. Maybe I know say the MPP is good for this country. We are better managers of this country. And we bring a sort of delight to the political environment. And even the business community. Any party, any business for nam. Ye creative businesses. Buzi anom creative. We are phenomena painting. Ni BMN sanyadi. So, nenso so. Ebia niema 1 2 bina. Anko ye kakra ye nipa so nti mesre se wo ye party ni a obia ansori ena menko apathy ni ade no enya ade eboa ye pese yenya extended stay in government nti bia opportunity bi ni wanya no in the 8 years of course no party can or no government can satisfy all the supporters in an 8-year period. And to extended stay, one more enya binus no. Ebia no muti abeyi na wanya kwan na de abesom Ghana. And na yenyai sa impression be a dear share dream say power no didie. There be some. We've got to create that leadership by example. And the they say one, Bawumia has made it clear, but downsize the government. He's talked about the Fiscal Responsibility Act. Near making sure say a budget responsibility is solid, value for money, and then restoring meritocracy and professionalism to the public services. Party for no, there's too much political interference in certain public organizations. I do have very technical. Let's see, near set to targets. No more juma. No one to me and you. So them a lot of changes will have me say obey. Timbe sregan for say omo man kwan. Ninu apani jo Mahamade onya ne chance dada na wan use ni ye na Ghana for tutia no. I don't think the president should be given those second chances. Well, complete meals there. Near man another opportunity. So, and to me feel say, we share a Juma Abrante Aye as vice president. He doesn't have full authority, but he's contributed so significantly. What impacted the lives of Ghanaians? Near my baby interventions. Me Makada and Mrs. Waka say it was even over ambitious on the suggested agenda 111 to attempt to build district hospitals 111 at the same time. But the whole drive say opese intervention be equitable across the country. Idea or the be oka say be nyan cry. Ni kumase ni takra de nko ha ba bia so deserve bi omo nyina so ye Ghana for na ye politicians ye chin okoto nu anum bi wo ba bia o maka so omo nya Ghana for ba ma sitrem eden enti eno say although me feel say say ye ni dodo but what we've been able to achieve so far, a lot of them are at 80%, some of them have been completed and commissioned. It is a wonderful
agenda 111.
And I'm saying,
it will be anywhere.
Commission. A chance. You commission.
And say one.
Na say many places
the promise the so no
I think it's more than one. There are at least 5 are already. Baku Volta region Kachi North. Because I was talking to the contractor. The problem is now access road from the village to the site. No. No. So now
because man for who manifesto in somewhere a woman mode abba ye beboa mabuna ye betwe ni won e wo itimu enhyehyɛ ya wodo a mosemo be nyina no
enti se wo adwen pa ma o man no so anya na
adwempa ye kan keke na adwempa wo say ye nya ne ye gidi say ye betumi aye ye nkan
ye betumi aye and see ade ba ko o pese o sesa na nipa bi ntiase bi kra di dia ediase no di ne fa me hwe di ewiase ba bia improve development all the developing nations ba bia ni wa o bo bra o man no enso wasene because the system no enso wasene Ghana ha so we kraka no aton cash so we see udan no aton cash. We have a cash based economy. There is no developed country that has a cash based economy. All the countries are papa ni na credit based. The HCN say we are where we school. Society or the system should provide all the things that you need. Now where you see working life so that you enjoy those facilities during your working life. Ghana had you're turning upside down. Inti many pan ko share adwuma mu a akase so pe kwan odibenyeska anye kwampa because odwen dan bi a ese osi nipa pe by the time on betimi asi dan kra no be retirement or 2 years 3 years no ewu never enjoys the toils. And when we talk about a credit system, as a nipatiase, say who juma, especially organized labor, ni teacher for ni doctor for ni one more year juma ni, as yet me build the credit system. You bet me a mouse can also the business, because estate developers bet me a dying. We mo bet me provide workers, bet me provide the cars, companies ha yeah the mount. Na bosume say 2,000 now bet you say 1,000. I will say, you pay over 30 years. If you are 25 years. Enti ekobane sa, uwe jumemwa, you are very serious. Because you say we lose adwuma pe mortgage untimi ntua na je say be so mu enti a man crop for years serious we adwuma mu enti sa cash based system na Dr. Bawumia ni so adi hunu watimi aka leader bia me kansa. And the fact that he is looking into that direction is a good thing. He is a thinker or juni niema ho. Of course niema nyina na obe think out ni nyina be successful, but the fact that obetimi adwene say no akase look, we needed to make progress on your national ID card. I say President Kufuor times. I say we make. I say you don't get here or I won't tell me. In 2007, yeah, national ID first one. Me kram kasa. Me a civil engineer. Me nimsa say if you structure it well. Yeah, some mocha electoral commission so may registration. Because if there are two systems, databases can speak to each other. And I say me can't trick a bit me. Say omo database ni national database no e wo bank linker. Amrochire wo di 18 pe na na pop up na send you note say no you are qualified to vote. Na a transport within akoto voters register no so. Enti here say electoral body no be san beji budget kakaka say you koye registration. Sasa mo 207 kan ase dum katia ase da bi ye pese ewi abenum. Enti electoral commission for so omo na mran se woman na say register. But anyway as Ghanaians we have to look at it. So until say your database a parent say national identification database as say yetimi ayama akola cross ye wo a ye ma number abetuma ye tin number and no na de benanti akowu that identifies you uniquely. That's a fundamental change in our lives. I bear for a dear abba besisa omaino and simplify as be ane na muhuna. Dachi mubehu. So say emrena so NIA for no ombeko schools no na nkola no so a yen register on. Ye free abem in 2008 near ya register by 700 or so, around 700. In the 8 years of the NDC one fa bi anka ho. President Kufuor and Dr. Bawumia, they've done more than 18 million Ghanaians out of a 35 or 32 million population. That is remarkable progress. Nipa ya dia esieka. Saka de ene uko bank bibia connect ama fraud and fraud telephones because everything has now been linked. A fundamental thing a best sa yen as a people go forward. So enti say okase pese credit based system it is encophobia so say betia mobile phone 1 cedi abroche to mobile phone yentuaka wo ye ma plan now so me about
payment plan now dey tua
now dey tua
but one say ni nyina sometimes say be so depending on more communication
Matthias
I to say obi ka asem no aka say oh say nyame ya dom no china e bia me beduru a mema o sidisi aduasa na se bibisa wanka nsi so eye mumu nchire mu amode beba anicha di so mini abema ba ko wo USA message ode abrema nwumre ebesi ne ewo kan so why na be chire mu yie because on the e bia ogina political platform so ene o kan asem no enti mu wo communicators e wo se mo kasahwe mini abema dia ye ode ba se e bi why wonim ye nti anne MPP amanyoko edi engineer Kwabena Agyapong aba abrewe no yaka communication ewo MPP amanyoko no mu anase kasa obi a good communicator, excellent communicator, he's one baby MPP adru no omo hia nipa bi te so ono no abehia no because eniema ne bebre wo no mu a omaka entwasum eni nti no omo di mirika de na ba se omecheche eniema mu na msre wada ka che no ma me se yaka mobile interoperability no was a it started in 2014 me wo video clips wo ho no mo a metumi ede ache na waka wo sha asia ka so kan bibi say mampani abedi ache yaka integrity owobi credibility owobi bisa no ma me say wo ka se cedi no obechi no agina na wo ba na cedi no ene be 16 Ghana cedi se na agina wo integrity no credibility no
that has nothing. Credibility and integrity are different. And you will soon know buying. And you will soon know buying. The fact that o kase me pese me yes. Now when to me it doesn't mean say we need integrity. There's a difference between integrity and not being able to achieve your goals.
And when to me, promising when
look, let me tell you something. I think say nieme bi wa. As you sometimes there are exceptional circumstances. Me, 2022, the video clip is there. I was the first person to come out and say the president should intervene and take action within the financial sector, because I saw say Niemanu Teli finance susuno a confidence in the whole finance. Ghana se wunu manzemo yakoso si dina mo kano enipa free Niger ebi free Nigeria omo nyina beto dollar okroma, because our system is porous. It's a fact. And Minya, my fancy Minya, my classmate, Addison, governor. The two of you are me 2 man about when Madame for Payane. But who said you will be a friend of licensed forest bureaus? All forest bureaus are supposed to be licensed. Licensed forest bureaus. When they say they are licensed, are they all connected? Do we know the transactions that happen at the forest bureau on a daily basis?
And no why responsibility?
Yes, central bank responsibility.
And who appoints near Odano? No.
Well, it is central bank's responsibility. They have to be up and doing.
The appointing authority near when the Central Bank of Ghana no and Yenny or ya why they want the power to say Central
Bank any Chief Justice once you appoint removing them easy by the laws of the land. Unless a be exceptional partner, and I don't want to go there. But I think it's important as media and as Ghanaians. So Tembiana, the politicians have become the beating, the easier to beat with the sticks. Debbie, we have technocrats in the system, like our engineers and our architects and our economists. They also have a responsibility to the country. They are paid to work and make sure they deliver service, Papa. Who is in charge of the banking supervision? I haven't heard say anybody there has been punished for what happened in the banking sector, because it was their failure of supervision. Edru baby a banks no felt threatened no. Omo kwa aban ho. And the was during NDC time. Aban no ma musika. Yama musika no sound they got another bank. And then people sit on the banking supervision division and the central bank and they cannot be held responsible. That is wrong. It's not only you over politicizing. No, of course, ultimate political responsibility rests with the president of the republic and the main casa on only a Obama every 4 years. So ultimate responsibility stop on his desk. So, but there are a lot of things that are going wrong in this country. There are social problems, there are economic problems, and there are political problems. And it needs me say I've had reason to speak up against National Communication Authority. Meanwhile, a small country like Ghana, issue licenses, Ghana and television stations or SA, and the kind of material they put out and you're good for the bringing up of our children. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, the kind of films are Do we have a National Media Commission? Do we have a National Communication Authority? Are they looking at that?
But me point in
so yes, it is true.
You can say Ghana for enya areshemu wo mu say ye de tumi no be ma wo na DMPP amanyuku anim na the Central Bank of Ghana ye governor na ye say a bank no asede say wo say wo hwe say ye CD ni gina, because me kra ye nwa say mu gina campaign platform so am say ye be ma CD na gina. Bank of Ghana ye nim say omo ma say den na ntumi ankoso na ntumi antake action bia
Ghana is the only country me too kwan pa na say me ko conference of Senegal ukra dollar de ko be obi enfio, you can't even use
it. What kwachiri me call South Africa me ko na minim say dollar de ye gine baby e come de ko de manopa because me kita dollar nya baby
because that is a well regulated system.
Ba ye ha say no enne obi akita ska wo de ko gaw for no moti kwanchan ska no why ya say de
central bank said there and the national security said there it is wrong, it's illegal, and they should be removed. I've never understood it.
But forest bureaus, forest bureaus, what Ghana
they should be. They should be on a platform. So it's all the passport and our national ID. $100. In fact, Ghana have within Ghana, and yes, amount use $1. You can only have $1 in the bank. You should. That's what our law should say. Dollar is not legal tender in the country. It shouldn't be. So, and to say be a okokrade, the abeti call bank, and the actual said me tuya adebi or Germany, and I me tuya adebi and timun tuya mami. That is we should our whole forex system is not properly regulated. In fact, I did the pressure better $1 so. I'm sorry for the be or Omo use $1 as an investment tool. Into oje collectioner. The next morning na Oma kosisa no mde akoto ho. Because the $1 and the esron kwa na eko. And I think it is time for some government intervention to drive the dollar back. Until the policy na Dr. Bawumia Deban, a country like Ghana that is a producer of gold, and currencies over the world are backed by gold. And more gold in our currency is strong. I cannot for the life of me say a country like Ghana, I say you use more than 5 cities to buy $1. Why?
Sanchez and Niedi Kanye and Akosi because over NDC manifesto no anano. Mampenida that John Dramani Mama can say me so bad. And near me di kind of be muba kone say sa gold for oil no ye be investigations into or be conduct investigation because a near man shada nkoyi
enema be nkoyi mo ye ote policy na say you are in opposition, you are not implementing the policy. You now implementing invest nyina negative near ye ba bechi we ye ba bechi omunchire don ba onbeye papa no so obi aye bibi bone
obi adisika omunche no.
Of course, obi adisika ye ya ban kwa ba ye be so mu the whole MPP ni onya MPP na enya asem. We've got to protect the public treasury and you know there obi an ho say ne say oti abem because who abem ntina wa ban bebe ntino na obeye bibia jurim ni kita say and Bawumia you have a shock of your life minim no well enough. So I think say it is important as a country no our mindset engineers is be a friend of recalibration. We've got to recalibrate our thinking, our general governance principle. Me, I've always felt that there is no value for money for government contracts, and we have a weak maintenance culture, and that's why we've put it in our manifesto. We will hold people responsible. It cannot be for the life of me say ubeko kwai ho simple guardrail in a work kwem car kubum ebu eda 5 years na kwa. But there is a regional highways engineer who collects his pay every month. Me, my Ejuma Ghana Highway Authority. People should be up and doing, should be held responsible. And of course, that political leadership should be shown by the president through his ministers. And to me, that's the worker kwema a friend median. Yeah, engineers a friend median. We call you do a bro na a fool.
Near friend of flower bed, no.
Ah, so a friend of flower bed. That's all be and you are walking on cry to me through a wura. It means no, but so who is in charge?
Or more done so or moko dry into your mocha. Yeah, the omoka.
They say every opportunity you see is a big opportunity for job creation. The a mindset of job creation, Dr. Bawumia Edebano. We should have small teams, maintenance teams. Ghana poto to me too. 5 years na poto no deda. One more produce concrete. One kwa no more fiegu kwemo. Na achinchin is yo. Would I could deliver concrete. Why do you seek? No public space, no abese or now call. No same for car. If I'm part of any government, people like that will be held responsible. Empany. I don't know. And to imposing order and discipline, I'm very happy Dr. Bawumia is very passionate about that. On Maya, we spend all our money on retreats and workshops. And meanwhile, workshops here could be recommendations which can be implemented. We should move into the implementation mode. Some of these things are captured in the details of the manifesto. The moment this is for some of the highlights by me who full manifesto no.
Oma bobo so a chese
there be answer now by highlights. There should be a base document. That's the only base document now. What the highlights? Base document now a highlight. Into here what highlights near 260-page document. So into here I want say more highlights a you base document.
Omo de beba.
On brother be.
Omo de beba.
Into Ghana no and may be look, we have to respect protocols in this country. And it can be very controversial, but it's important that we discuss it. Now, I build it on mine going forward.
And now, on Kasa, Komodia, many wedi no, on mine. Manifestos are who was any NDC, Modena Posona Poswaba, and woman muno, near ye kanye who say, ye remuno ewe Modi both Abama online. And yen ye dikania ye who manifestos from political parties. Nano nami tie gum dear Andrew Kwabena or say or no bank and near ubia bedem free, Obeko hospital free. And sana
I'm not showing any disrespect to any political party, but that's one challenge that I always find with the Electoral Commission. The electoral laws should be respected in this country. There are laws that regulate what a political party is and should be. And I think it is not being enforced properly. Party politics is a serious business. And you're good in the age.
They say independent candidates almost 30.
How? What is the point? So, I think the Electoral Commission should look at its own laws, electoral laws. And I said it in 2015. Me Kumasi as General Secretary, me solidarity message to the then ruling NDC government. Me can say for the foreseeable future. That's about 10 years ago. Time come temo this year. 10 years ago. These two political parties and a bidi o mine him. Inti ye niye ye kasaye ibu edibe maye ho eno hu sunsanso. And the Bema Ghana for somebody do some respect here. Now to the beer on the altar of political expediency, no. Yet me can be beer pebia.
And only question and I'm the baby santi mama nunsi me question the same. Mo manifesto amodia be NDC dia wo modia ba mo gina so demo ekeka na ebeye we ne baby obi agina no. One say ye bisa say mutumi discharge aniam some be mutumi yes e wa kan say o ye de be wo hanche mu aduowotwe o ka obi de say obi be wo hanche mu aduasa obi ya wo nani suade hu no wonyi ni say National Development Planning Commission wo hono yenya an agenda for the part the country nya party asem kra say oman no ayetim no ha na ye ko enti say MPP betro manifesto in line with National Development Planning ye say ye da wono NDC DM kosa obia nso de kekenka say me ba obia be ko hospital free obia be ko way free no obi dia wa ye wo say obi betra say ageda boamwa na ye ka ho asemi se nyame amfafie ana sensa kire bia ba fa be ka wuram wunyi ni say ye hia planner obia betro ne manifesto akọ ho say obia den de
yeah, but too a lot of projects Mr. Kufo started. Say Eurojet projects. NDC abamba almost went me we be.
And a bit so abandon projects so
Oko Fomina Tepa Bebre I'm sa Timo Kwa Entisa Kasano and you're entirely correct.
Yeah, abandon projects
entirely correct. And there are a lot of
because you were projects why you abandon.
Na say 100%. A project like Kesiye or Saglemi. It was so well badly thought out. Say how? Say you bet me sorry. Near time a mine seeker 250 million say supposed to produce you 5,000 houses. Ended up 1,000 houses. Yeah, here say you see the middle of nowhere. Now uko produce say 5,000 houses. We are occupancy of 5 cra. Look at the amount of people you expect to stay there. Close to 40,000. What the ancillary facilities ni economic activity e be generate e kwan be na free he call adwuma be na wo ho so SARS born say enya Collins that and kwan na say the born yes the born me colleagues engineers ni architects or Ministry of Works and Housing what sort of advice no de man aban no how meanwhile yen President Akufo-Addo yen die wakọ friends Tessa no what Tessa no police almost space kakaka o Bema camp a died that dani a day go see a drifa sa saglemino says Bema camp kabo hu fa so be mai Asempa FM enti wezu no bibia na dey air politics nti no the people who should be punished and should be asked questions no na o ma afa ye ho adi that is not how we should do it and that's something I want to fight against. Yes, politicians don't have ultimate responsibility but say wako school ni acho we architect now we engineer now we surveyor planner now who said the answer by advice here put it on record. Me my executive director of Ghana Institution of Engineering for close to 4 years Uma advice and is on record. Next minister now fa that you know betimi e dey actually say me catch and say mo onye no ye sorry so it is some of these projects no is in the middle of nowhere and it needs real discussion to look at how to salvage that because I bought Omanika for nothing there are a lot of projects that have sunk this country. Now me and I don't want to be overly political but in the heat of the economic the energy crisis NDC time how do you go and sign contracts electricity charges about the highest in the whole world. Average electricity even in developed world you bear 7, 8, 9 cents per unit. Ghana you 22 ade be 18 be 15
nimsuo na memra abusi Ekosiisen edwuade esuni Asempa 94.7 FM ye ne Owura Kwabena Agyapong na etwetwe nkomo oboa fosronko mampani abedi akiri ene ne campaign na wo ye misumi din e de akui aboachewe yi adom mofra mi ABY mejo so sipoku na asade bia ba o say Kwabena the National Cathedral project no o say eno so say ya anwene hu yi say wo ka project sa ya anwene hu yi wo mayimu a fa eno so ka ho pa grant nie was a 24-hour economy no youth in Debbie wanti asem we have say me na memfa mentena na memfa manonka wa bra me na netie konwene so number 1 so mu tie na mu tesem ka asem we ya odi edin ne de bema me James Harry Norris Bedin de ayode aba was here akua unim say Sagleme housing project no was for Dawa Industrial Park no ye de hin Dawa Industrial Park no de hin eja kwama
ono na eka but say industrial park cry the industrial park should have a link to either the port because you are producing for export or a link to the general Ghanaian community if you are producing for local consumption.
Okay,
it's isolated and sitting there. There are no transit. Yeah, it's a country because a program na echi.
Ashanti British.
Transit na say kwan you say rail line you say ade be connecting nipa no to baby omo ye adwuma.
Ontina ho afebo no de ye twam na ha ho me bisa.
Ho no say ne bi anka omo ye no as part of the project no ma ye light railway bi. Na nam wiem na de ba wherever because we see hono yankase factory bi o nipa nego it is a Dawa Park no kan we haven't seen the details of the Dawa Park so with them should say no wo ho then we will know what to say memra ade die yo dia ba ade bo atense akua Mahama the political and so me fidi today ye Ghana for Nsuya city a me ni dia tem me ni dimpeni for tem obi a waye mampani da ye nyina ye mampani ye nto no ho apesa asemo a emfata me am MPP for ne ade me kasa tro me kasa me general secretary ebi nim ko di Mahama tem wa brochire me ka cham so da bi ntimi nyasa especially free Ghana ha no kwa o represent ye nyina this all Bonibia or Bagana ha near the achichin. So I know that's right.
James then to the your day about us intelligent minds at work equia a way enumere yedase ewo adwenkesia wode abrayen King Zulu or CBY. One ntia Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia wa bury mampani dada John Dramani Mahama ne manifesto no wahu media engagement e course so ne chese utie asemu a e koso yi a na se wo kan no a enye yi o kama mampani dada de no a enya de se eyeyi baby also wo de enam no obi asemu asie obi de yate Kofi Boateng ma kan wo de ma menko relax reflect mood songs edin de mudi biba udin no relax reflect mood songs or say akuya NDC amanyoku no waya amanyoku a wo se bre wo se Ghana for bre keke na potato queen or say akuya mammo enkrofo bi edin na yetie enkrofo benya enkrofo be edin na mabo mesre wada wo ya na waka ma ne emeso mepesa meka na etumi abayi Rick Mens or say akuya for heaven's sakes munyai nipa bi nyai complaining no na ya supporto na ya nyedan da bi nyesa na ye kono na mamemfa we de yode abaha eja kwabra obi de ode abaha wo so ka achiase asembi yefa agenda 111 no ho we de ode aba se akuya mesre wada kache engineer Kwabena Agyapong ma me se yen complete agenda 111 bia wa achiase sendie wo kana no kra me achiase na metie mesre no ma won kasa asemi emfa mese na asem da waka na nwumre nyina da efise yen complete agenda 111
bia say towns muko bebre na afawani so
but ukobi
o mikoni we na me ho me ho I'm trying to
dom na boa ya achiase de no achiase agenda 111 na
achiase ya
he na enu no ye de he o say anya agenda 111 ye den ya bomodern na find out
Eurojet ni bia oh okay achiase be Eurojet project
okay eti yedase minua
a design to say
it is agenda 111
some standardize most of the designs because ma ko baby bebre obehu salaga mu nyina bi wo ho obehu say o ma boso but akaka
me ne Dr. Nsiasare atwetwe nkoma amana ka chem say by the end of the year no omanwi abe 20 ombewie but mente say ye wie ebi wo no ma no say yenwie dan ne keke wo say akade no
send the candidacy
eti ma edru ho no mo a ye be
na me pese me kan say yan kan keke ade ayeye ewo form koso obehu most of the places enti bebie ni ho amakwa entra 50 to 60% so far so enti well say we na you reject there but whatever it is no a new hospital is in a chance is being commissioned and that's what I really wanted to say
Mansa Musa wasemi Owura Kwabena Agyapong
Mansa Musa Holland
na wo say akuya onime pa onime na bisa no ma me say ede be na aka no ede be na nensa aka promise ben ne ede ama no ye nti anwumire obetima ba betena se pa kama mpani ya be de akire ho asem de say ye nche bia so o ka asem bi mfa ne ho ana enye na make say wachiri Mansa Musa
wunia Mansa Musa ye madam ma tama me pray akonwa no me call London me call ni studio we do in studio say obusam say
pajama
I hope say otie obusam so questions be na person me obabusa me na me dey me my press secretary to go for to me call interview me Musa the person obusa bi abusa I'm ready in fact o hwe manim say in fact we dey me respect to pa na oboni pa be trading
omba okita no questions misami we
enti bi akokra do so ba nipa no say onyi ne questions ya onye interview no wanye obodi no but send the me na say Mansa Musa enye no krese me kan bibi tia Dr. Bawumia politics niye and I want it to be placed I'm saying I explain this as me back it has to do with time you waive the 5-year rule party no emre woman no and it is also true say in 2008 we had to waive the rule in order for him to be on the ticket and no say me say onye party ni there be me say at the time na you waive no there that is why we went to National Council to waive it na no kranya say me sorry ana me kan keke se Mansa Musa tia journalist ne busa say yan to ama Dr. Bawumia na che say party no Asante party near time sebi esrimfo na yusu no ne adampo no na msi debi enye nokre o kasa ade a no wan kasa yi na MPP ye Dr. Bawumia edini ye wevu man eno me kasa I'm just correcting the negative connotation na host no dey ba. We need to make sure the record of history is captured properly. And it's a capture record no pe yes now attack, and I've never attacked him, but I've had cause. I've had cause to correct a few things. And there, so we be catch them say bia. I know there was one them said it had to do with court case, no. So and I corrected, said no. Young young na National Council na de share no sa. So them sure. So if you say that, it doesn't mean say, you know, and that was a competition. And after the competition, the rest work together. And the me one say, me MPP ni, inti mansa musa, me nko their party. And I say me free MPP because man we ni. Me de me nyesa. I respect the party, I respect the party's wishes, and the majority of when Nipano win is almost 70% of the super delegates. And also win is 61% of the close to 300,000 or so polling station executive. You have to respect that. That is the decision. Party and fono from say I take a decision. Me Oma to Obama me that as general secretary massively internally. And so Oma to Obama will be at the Omo penesa me respect it. And me a party near, I believe in being a true patriot of this MPP. You may not crowd party or say a DNA a mammy or sit dear now ya promise a DNA promise me. Not 2020. Now me executive director Ghana Institution of Engineering. Now man penny a tone suffer me. Although that treatment and he treated me as general secretary Yemen, I didn't like it. But because I never or frame me no man find any man wo from. I respected him. Me no call around the country mo be e ho. Iri ochiche poto ma me. That's what say man can we man musa no no prerogative. That's the decision of the president. It is your call we nyina wie na Dr. Bawumia so ama me say nyewe. I'm used to it. I had 8 years me come no. And I'm by me so be owu. And yanko pa me so I'm fine. And I'm determined to work for the party and the country. And I think said this notion one crowfoot team said the piano who support you as a wako GBB no ye nyai sade no ye so na ye MPP started young executive forum sata lunch martin ne da no bosumi bia na ye gigi ye hu sika ne de akoma je ni boate on party headquarters no de share party no nti ye de sa na ye training to give something to the party and not to expect anything in return. President Kufuor 1998 me na me di Akufo do achi o say ke ko to president Akufo candidate and so by a president wan kase man opportunity o fi me o pejame o ko be bia me nenam all the travels around the country, around the world. I was his press secretary for close to 6 years. So o pejame party no so pejame me general secretary da manye bia nka ho anya hwe me de me wo ho se beboa especially in Chirimano the values that underpin the formation of this political tradition, those values of service, sacrifice, selflessness, that spirit of volunteerism given to the society, and no na and now because ayira and now small be say onko tire post akwa no hwe anim no and no na me pese yesesa no ntina mo he ahode bi aka memu owi asese between now meti asumi nso say bi amanim ne sa akola but manyi kakra. So, I mean, I would say I'm in semi-retirement, but I'm prepared to help the new generation along a good cause for this country. This country is worth saving. It's worth dying for. To one more I am say Ghana there, and I say Obiti Holland say BBB Holland better than PhD nominated. You disrespect your country like that. Oh my God, I say to me and Saboya Kokoso and say our national anthem with pride. I want Ghanaians to be nationalists and patriots, both the NDC and the MPP. So I expect that the two parties will be populated by people who think the way I'm thinking. Public-spirited individuals. Ombeye Juma, Abe Buama, Omaina Yeye. And then here, intimidate me, Dr. Bawumia, because mo GDS or I've been pa, or Ntete pa, or do. obi a or empathy or do here for say be who be only be one more year PWDs from Sakra.
When you did them,
what did them treat can say some uncle whom me treat teacher be named Brofono Yaseme.
So, Mam Farmer Professor Jikun.
So, Madame for no name, some con classes kakra. So, it's that kind of thing that draws me closer to him. Because I see it in his eyes and I see say a genuine say opeso ye bibi e boa o man no
many abe Maria Fia Kenchen ye boa for sonkon e mabono is minister regional minister asem na make o se akua adwumere engineer Kwabena Agyapong ama chese mafo or kasa more like a statesman than a politician ka che ne say nyame onka ne ho papa na omoa no unu abe ma so no asan aben Mansa Musa Ose akua Kenya citizens here wo hono mo omubu afu because of high taxes in Ghana ye bose ni ye boy ensem mama mpani abediache for flying to UK for an all-night party partying in an expensive London hotel. You see that ben
Mansa Musa nyai sa suban no
eno see that
mate
what is asem no
mate sansem no a ebinu mo keka na Kenya fo buafu me ba ho de me ba ho Kenya buafu na Mansa Musa mini Mansa Musa age dear but yeah
na o ya hu no na nani afika kra
me pese be ka bibi etisa but the mini say sa atutrasem hwe Nigeria nan say over 10 days of public demonstrations hwe UK na nipa bi wu ni esene eno ne epe enti na ye to aba every 4 years for wabufo ne de ma hawo nyina no fadwene ne fatoto nsem se scale na hwe se party back your friend NDC party back your friend MPP do dano your friend John Mahama do dano your friend Mahmoud Bawumia na hwe wo musu no mo ban ne nsem wo mo ka na wa make wadwene koto aba. That is what I think we should do, and I believe say o measure ni nyina wi o de bema Dr. Bawumia because he has pioneered over 30 initiatives as vice president. Ubia tembia oda na odwene bibi Emma or mine say bibi betimi asesa bibi. He's thinking about the country. And that is very important. Intermediate that paradigm shift, especially so person create stop us our cash based economy. You took room ha TV cry na wokota. Change wo kwesika nyina nya say emfama. So we see baby okwa car na better $500. Car munu now team. This why we school. And one say car no enjoy car no. Now what tua as we move along.
Ma menna Eugene say tutu ase or say akua Achiase district hospital no part of the 12 hospitals are Vamed engineering for na AC Austria contract sum no yes 75.5 million euros na empening for NDC yeda say for the information ya mode adom yen and na Dr. Srebo Kweku director of electoral services electoral commission say akua Nipa 23 year independent presidential aspirants and or more ababe picking nomination forms no and automatically most of them man fan so no more or nipa 23 and ababe fancy.
I expect that electoral commission will be up and doing one even what a registered political party should be doing. It should be clear. You are supposed to have offices. I say we need offices about 2/3 of the constituencies. Unisa, it should be prescribed. I mean, then we will not be serious as a country. Some of them show no. How can we have, even if it's 10 independent candidates? We are not joking.
Internet say Emrano na was electoral commission for her because told the nasa aspirants use as a mom can say electoral commission for shedda no more disqualify Emrano so
I think at the last audit in 2015 he called electoral reforms of Kufuridia. Only three political parties. The MPP had the highest number of offices, followed by the NDC and then the PPP. You know, the rest, even the PNC and the CPP, did not have the required number of officers at the time. I don't know about now. Me say. And me feel say some of these things. And maybe be more dense on Mecca. But me no credit back up. Or mine no yen feniagro. Politics is not a joke. Ne be no be fan say every year no. Me them independent candidate and I me say now the Nidian be up say or a popularity contest then go who no. But this country's governance is a very serious matter. The lives Ghana for 1 more lives and they at stake. And yes, did agro cry.
It is a electoral commission can say based on offices no cry bebre down.
I'm telling you. Now since the Republic, Fourth Republic, by how many political parties have had members of parliament? Until you should see. So I think only about 4. So
NDC, MPP, CPP, PNC. Now the other independent candidates or mobile fraction.
So until all these things by now, I heard somebody saying say we should legislate for a 2-party state. That one there I don't think is the best. But I think say Emrano, Omoma Emrano Enyejuma. And I don't, I haven't checked the latest law. I haven't checked it. But the last time they said to be able to fill the presidential candidate, I think we're supposed to fill at least 100 parliamentary candidates. You're a serious party that has gone to a congress to elect a presidential candidate. You should produce at least 150 members of parliamentary candidates. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, so some of these things, I don't know what the law says, but I do believe we can't. Ghana is a serious country, and we should not joke with the politics. Most media no mode a good day and you make a joke of the political process, and I think say seriousness and political process no, and no so encourage Ghana for obi hot and obi be na no because of abẹ for number obi at me in the television station no otenifie na unprintable words. Ni di him for atem, ni di amampani antem, ni di opposition leader atem. It's not good. That is not the Ghanaian culture. Ghana credit, you need nipa atem sa. Nipa. So we need political leaders to lead by example. And just because they are abanity, you need ho atem. And you're good. So, enti you know NDC for amukoye bibi say Bawumia. The fact that Bawumia can say President Mahama was incompetent. That is a word that is allowed. You can use it, you know. But just call somebody a liar when you can't prove that he has lied on anything, and really run a process, a program to do that on social media. It's sad that we can do so to ourselves. And to me, they may feel say, Omaino is a serious country. This is a great country. I've traveled maybe 2/3 of the country in the world. I've been to many places. Now the way Ghana, we are respected. As a kid, minya kwa ka Ghana for bien to kwai. Now koba obo se okroma. West Africa has a champion ankasa. In spite of all the things we are saying. A man for back Ghana hanu even the physical infrastructure ni
timu ayesi anye.
Me nam kachiro. Ko enti we have a beautiful country. The people too are beautiful. Na eni amani bi na ese kakra. Ama se shubia bani patrim se wini ebechi na bi kura ko wi battery ne abuna ne ekuno. A battery is not worth the life of a Ghanaian. When you are bibia come ne bi afano why are they born munchina na mfano ko police. Na mkase we have social issues too. The issues of family planning. These are issues we don't even talk about a lot, but it's found its way somewhere in our manifesto.
Unia doctor Kwabena Agyapong
Hey,
Osi EBY. Kache senior engineer Kwabena Agyapong mama say mechiana enyume. Indeed, we have a nation to build. We must rally around truth, funding the truth. Or say no kreka. Nature abhors a vacuum and politics abhors a vacuum. Even more, if you fail to locate certain values and principles of truth to rally around, it is our collective being that will be at risk. Brofo no dia betiti. Minu abe mana.
Kabila, what's the kamusa otitwi? Nti kese o voice note bro. No chiri.
Also chiao.
Me dana se.
Chiao da wase.
Me friend.
Ba wo hwe ne ekoso adwuma na mo ye se wo nampa se ne wo kan regions 16 regions no makosen.
Oh,
so far
first you know they are 16 ni nyina. First round oko ni nyina.
Monna wo.
Owie ne afa ne ye constituency.
Na wutie ne Ghana fo kan ahokyera ye womuo na bohye na ne wo gidi se mubetimi abreki abawe
na mse won se bi ase no obi o ha nyame timi yi no krofo pe Bawumia asem o
sa
mo penasem
sa mum
no penasem won se obi a ojo Ghana fo so penipa ojo nye basabasa obuade nti no NDC to people obi wo crowd tum so NDC ni but uhuna no chia na de one ne be ye no kra no on thrown off there be on tesa so nti that is the kind of politics I'm feel say ye ewo omaimo na Accra so ne na say Accra ni kuma say Ghana so Accra ni kuma say Ghana se uti bimbila ana chamba ana se uti pandai me ma call around this country maybe multiple times. Professor Dubois, me Mr. Kofo 96, 98, me campaign, me Dick Nanado, and me Chicana, and the state of the roads. Because now I was working with the Ghana Highway Authority as a civil engineer. And me baby. In fact, Abino Road Network, they've done a lot of work. The issue I have is a lack of a maintenance culture. Maintenance na no. A quine bia
maintenance ni enya na say yenye ni ye
eno so ka ho value for money yenye ni ya more the engineers and also the political leaders, because who engineer, and if you don't sign it offer it won't be paid. And then in our manifesto the ashim say sa defects liability period no has to be enforced. We have to enforce that. I think the period is 5 years or 3 years. I have to be clear on that. But defects liability period. Okay, asphalt road. As it me last year without any major maintenance for 5 years. If there are any potholes developing, you have to go back and fix it. You, the contractor, has to go back and fix it. And that's the duty of our colleague engineers, to make sure that they do the right thing.
Enti Ghana nya kran kwano ya fa ya bakwasemo ya battery mu a
dollar sem na say dollar dem kan e di no
ba he o say ya wo regions a MPP bury ni e beka say mu betimi adi nkunima ni no say enei no say asante mantem apuye mantem e ho no de unim say munyina yi a na say moye dem mo bebo fom hwe ba bi NDC amanyoko de wo manifesto enhihye yi ko central region de mo munyina fa ako wo mo hwa setene mo say ene e wuyi nipa kra from the region ni empeno a betu atia we no ho eti mako 10 regions no
16 regions
16 regions facheme 16 regions na mako yi na ye say ye de sisa beka ho northern region moko ye ground so te sen
yeah papa
because
already we've been improving.
NDC quarterly say hu ye
oh na say this is not the NDC that I know na say de omo ye watermale dey say I know NDC because we've been through politics.
In run off okra
elections there. Me obia elections. See enkan enye year. I mean person me predictions kase bebrebe. So from what I'm seeing in there, it's not a likely runoff because I don't see anybody outside the two, picking any serious vote. So but it's an election.
Anybody it's a movement for change if baby omudi omani ahwe Asante.
Asante region. Ye nyina ye bekwa akotena hwa ye campaign kase pa. Na sese kra na ye kasa no. Wo hwe de regional campaign team no ya. Omo ye adwuma, omo kofom. Omo
ni ala no.
Omo kofom. Ye two party o. Omo kofom.
Two party.
Ye two party. Enti I know they don't worry at all about it. Enti me gidi say me share your strength. This election, we are capable of doing 53%. Dr. Bawumia, capable of doing that. I will not be surprised at all. However difficult the terrain may look like. We can do that very, very much so. I'm very confident. So we adwuma so a oya okoso a oye no. And na say no, the unity at the base no has improved. And this is 2008. Enti baby a niema kakra wo no, we are still talking more kasa. Yes, because me dey say MPP. If our base is rallied and enthusiastic, no many aje no more ye adwuma site na ye kodru ablekuma no do hwe ye party for energy na omo de ye adwuma na eno and deliver in Tembia. I'm very confident on this but we are not complacent. Ni akachiro ye nya adwuma sa ne omo a ayom se bia party ba ye no ene man koyi ama no enti na bamu abu no omo kra na ese no mko kasa mo
ye nya ahwefo no
yes I kasa no kra dem be say ye free ye politics no because say you can say there na say I say ye co politics because ye ko pe bibia je dey free there be ese ye nya aban ye be ye nhihye pama oman na ye te say omampani ko for time a wote wo kra na bank for aba wo fie ye de now companies no mo nam na the loans so bro so that you can realize your God-given potential wherever you may find yourself. There should not be a preponderance of politicization of governance in this country. I see if any jai enti mesre party for o mind ye juma. Of course, you see akokoba obey ni saneka no.
Akoba obey unino
unya bebesre. It's very clear say when your party is in government there are certain things ubetimi utibetimi ayeye because we on the messy and
mampani dada kofo asem o kan ye no say o party o power na o ye messenger
cry yes say o party opposition na
o general secretary
and no self-to na me ma your party for your foot soldiers na foot soldiers no eso obi ehun say wo na otu hu si ho say there me da bi me tu me hu si wo say me pese me di party general secretary obi anshaw otu hu because opekuo no opese osum oman no opese osum okuo no and you are the frontline soldiers in the struggle of our party at the 40,000 polling stations. Mama Juman Sembe refiem ni ade akokan sempa ejide mo ho atum ho asi ho. Na ekomo fa ne se eye adwuma na ope bibi ansa na wakode na che say we don't have a political party.
Yo, mama Yoko no mo bibi a National Council of Elders mentorship program bi mo bibi sa ho.
Nan saying omo your first program. Yeah. Which was very good. I think the idea is very good because set up institute I think Professor Kwabena Agyapong. And before saying we have to school them in how this party was formed or fashioned.
If you say
very important.
Unia former chairman for New Joburg North and now or the message abase equia for message mami senior and mami say I'm deeply moved by the opening statement or on say National Council of Elders mentorship program no onimdiefo bi te se engineer Kwabena Agyapong ne passion ene se ne osi kasa kukudro ye kita no season leaders te se wono ene oru aboache Agyapong megidi se omo betumi aboa ma ya twe the younger generation no abemenkanka omo wo omo 30s ene omo 40s no ye de omo ba ne cheche won ne ye de twa amanyoko ne funuma ne ye de kyerɛkyerɛ ya that sacrifice ene say obi ubehu se eye party ne kane no eno ebeboa ama niema akoso nti ka kire ne se nyame hwa ne pa na generation na eba no omomoa me enkyerɛkyerɛ omo
very important younger generation me am ne mrante ne kasa both from the NDC and MPP omo obtain any tescon ubusana na me scholarship na me placement the bia obi pe bibia ma no eye. But that should not be the overriding factor in here. Also, politics because only one or two examples be I hear the quickest route, but and no be just one or two. Ubia we student, may encourage you or more. Build a career for yourself. I was a civil engineer, so.
And what's up politics? You will be
politics. A national service. When you are called. Nobody is born a politician. All of us. Once we never say Dr. Bawumia be mampani no say me nua ba me no te hey bra be so mo ba bia na oba politician anu no na kojo pon kromanya dem han no
yeah Joy FM
so who them children enti me feel say build yourself, think about the country. Of course we are here sakakra because nipa na doso Ghana na isa see abedoso enti ena enyuma no so that is why me ko baby na me te say we dey me ka be controversial kakra na be ebu say oh ye tertiary institution o my kete investors o adoso pa o adoso dodo
universities no doso
adoso dodo me pese ye be enyuma more because o ma ewie ni nya adwuma nye yes an go create investors in Ghana
unemployed graduate association
and I think that the focus has to be on which parts in Tina me there Dr. Bawumia about working and collaborating with the private sector, especially in the delivery of infrastructure. We shall go on tech no near there and the hostels no ankra deal omani invest in a program no be assassin no near deny the amount be for 30 years 40 years no abesi na nkrofo enya baby atna na wo nya return on your investment. That kind of model can work. Say schools are any dining halls, schools are any dormitories. We can get private businessmen to go and build these things. And then over time kakra na o kana inipa bi ntiase no say a lease arrangement to say then aban no say every year no for the next 50 years e betu I say and also amount predictability with your cash flow as a businessman. Until we need no cash obe free 30 billion out of our economy and push that spending onto the private sector to strengthen private sector. No mutimi nyuma kese housing for instance. If we are see baby percent one more rebuild the economy near generating jobs was the housing because I can't paint foam, electrical foam, a mason foam, womb, more board dance, one more say. Once you go on that trajectory, you are generating jobs.
You Anthony Nupenu medase Greater Accra Region NDC Secretary medase information na dia man no ye tumi kra clarify that senior na Vamet project na
Vamet project they started from Kufo time.
That's it.
And no say projects are continued. So
na we so de ya ode aba udin Jimmy Owusu Kwatin ode na adwenche free USA na eba say akwen catcher engineer ma me say wonim say ye kan obi a say mampania be de achi wo si mampania namu aboa no a Obapani Kamala Harris say USA onka say wo betwa Joe Biden policy bi amu say ne mampani abedi akire ne de ebi mampani yo ne nenam ne policies bi me ba metwem no ebi nsi ba bia.
Oh, I know they say there are a lot of things that Kamala Harris can different from the Biden and it's be on follow campaign. But
also onka say obetwa ne Biden aye bi amu because
the only a year waka na say no crowd Nancy it was as a result of COVID near the pressure by yeah this
11
COVID buy and he said Dr. Bawumia will be here free. I said sub period ne free ye free COVID him and say no we are rebounding, the economy is rebounding. No person say the whole tax regime say tax no say bafum na simple na nya say me kwa kotena obi o cost of money no ahwe me ka say okay so 30,000 but oh dear mam 10 to 10 and na mam 5 and I be across any memo to 5 na mam 10 let's can in ako different places na say simpler most business people would like to pay especially when there's predictability no munim Ghana nko na etimi ye taxes no hwanya with the phone kra na eba Nokia they different from Hyundai a friend is saying Huawei they different from Apple what are they complicated to ko trani panem wa unim dia obetua ti do open no account no da bi say say aden ko say mobile phone ko be yi taxes ni na free so
yeah that's
I for mine
yeah that's
and more worry about say he's a new person, he's going to lead this country along a new trajectory, new vision, new ideas, and there's nothing wrong with that because the president Akufo-Addo kwana ko tetema ko besi sanema bebrea why enti na say dojo man say mo Kenya na one day the president ni bi do adan na mu ba kokra wa anya time of president
yeah that's engineer Wilberforce Kwadwo Abuaje Osiekua MPP first. Unim say me my agents ewo MPP amanyuko mu achin swedro 1992 and 1996 so na eka ho me serve party no with love without expecting any returns from the party. Say on mining puntu ebekoso eti yene a yeso yedwen on mine ho no yedoso Philemon Adeku was very very true me dogana to the bit omo kansemo a emfata nyina efa o my Ghana ho no o my no baby a yegina no eye Eriko for you dey your day about say MPP win elections no chese bibia ni hono mo a ebetumi asikwan Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia ne napo aka bomu ene ma bekoso Foster Kwatin was deep ni ode tro hwa no na kwakwadu pakon Rotterdam men also wo say possible Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia eberin ye na ye be engineer yenko dana nkrofo no ba sports for no na sports for mu wani so ade hunu bi ma wo de
many doctor kan ho asempa in fact me de ma dwen mu ne say onye se de nkroma ye no
ne say
on sports number presidency no
on sports number presidency
so I don't know very configure ministries no to me bompa yes or the youth and sports no general because of education because ho na say now we no focus on sports no also can be about early 2028 to see on say we Paris 24 and there's a program to create a new crop of our athletes towards 2028 in Los Angeles.
But the problem was sports ministry or no baby a ministry ne share and I say
no I think a focus ne passion sports the passion and we have to be more we have to bring the passion back to sports in general but yen to me jack of all trades so them sure no and who say football there you are being wom athletics you are being wom boxing you are being wom me so no me this sports engine me Olympic games for Korea 1988 na me report to my sports highlights na there 92 Barcelona na me ho 96 Atlanta na me ho ni nyina me anam twa me ticket man ka say me a member of National Black Stars one ye koji bronze e was Spain na me ka committee no ne ba Charles or let us on e chairman
any amuda na mo time no
because we were dedicated
the obedi nyina o man ne be fa ho
you're wrong those are the things we seek to change
in central for na kwa mo mba bi da ne o mbedi bibia ne asama allowance aka ho nyina enye
there be oh see who create our culture na sika kienya wo football mu from a World Cup ayako na nsen atoto so yenya sika pudu a kese de break clubs no na ebisane koka ye wo course me team Adabraka o
e dey say
Argentinos Maradona team na me pe Argentina but team to ni team o so na obo na me de team Adabraka ye goalkeeper say one the Black Stars Atizigi
ye your product
nyo no kwa Rashid Alasan no ne Prince Tego
Samuel
Isaac Vosa Vosa cry no reserve fifi nebo and football we are sitting misesa
we ne dia ye kwa sika e benyane abedio ye di ansa ne yaba
very very wrong because to say me feel say adia e high and say we have to be deliberate about promoting our Premier League. Na your league na say de. Ade ba ko so ama your league na e say individual teams no do. First na team bia your community base. Vipers will Cape Coast. Dwarfs regional capital bia na e too. But for kwani bi ni wise hazakes nti ahantafo no pe. So nti na e wo na say teams na wo national Premier League. Ebu akure body onim baby ewo nti hwan na support that team no so until we need something special about that eno de me gidi se nyame ya adom na obae mampania futu kakra me de betu no afa saa ne ma no me wono so wa nsuadi no because open sports no na me ntiase se na ye se ko Olympic games e nya obi ntu America first na ukwa wo na unse ho no e be poso yo Juliana Oheme friend na Betifi Mustang Munti dinda Mususa untina mpesa me mama history kakra no.
Ye di akira.
Helena Opokunum 800 meters. Ye ko Olympic Alisanum finals 100 meters oba. And a free year. So into Ghana there. Me call for more fans film. Me sports master friend Mr. Hope. Uba for one pe waso mu nyina kogu senior field. Ubia be 200 meters. No ahe the all talent. Wa person obo hockey. Wa intina school sports no ye very key. Na mampeni so they share a manifesto have more attention to school sports to build a new generation heading towards LA in 2028.
Yeah, that's it. Yam koda.
Me das.
We part 1. Na minim say ebre no kra do so mai say na enso ye. Say na enso ye ti ma me na wase abusia engineer Kwabena Agyapong na yatene ne no free kasa ye enye ne wakasa ene say 62 years. He's still talking.
Abomidima ubia who say mabako kra. And Camrante young ladies who say me 48.
Ha ho na no kra na wan hwe ya mudi mirika beba. Ha ho yeah that's it. Campaign no baby amudi bedru bia no. Ye reporter say di machi ntini ewo mu obi e ba. Ye sisi ne awie ne ebehu chele. Ti se ne wa ka say gidie wo mu mubetumi awe me kra de na mni se obeka se bi a run off ba o se ba bi a o steady ade ni din a ye betwen edu ho e besa de waba nyame shaw nyame
das
ebusia ya damase muso a moje brichie ye hwe live e wo Facebook and YouTube no ma menamase pa na memfamo ensi hasei menna memfamo ensi ya nyame dom na ode cheye ne a ye besan ahia na ma minko ni se ya na memra minko ni se ya emra kakran minko ni se ya